What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Legacy Wednesday, and today we're looking at one of the most highly requested decks for Legacy, and that is Weavile. It seems like a lot of people have asked me to play this deck, sent me messages about it, and today we're going to look at it. Now, this is your first time watching a Legacy Wednesday video on Facebook. There's a big group called Legacy Fonte. It's not big. I mean, it's probably the only Legacy group known or made, but in that group, there's a database of all the decks made for a Legacy, and this is one of the lists on there. I'm actually just playing the list card for card. It's actually Simon Nerodes. If you watched, I think Legacy Wednesday number 2, there was an Embor deck that we played. No, a Magmortar deck that we played. It was actually Simon's creation, and today we're playing one of Simon's deck as well. This deck is known by a lot of people, but this is actually the 6 cards list that he suggested. I trust Simon, he's a really good player, so today we're going to look at that list. Alright, so if you don't know, our attacker is going to be Weavile. Like I said, it is our main deck. Alright, so Weavile has the attack Vilify. That's what we're going to use. Discard as many Pokemon as you like from your hand. This attack does 30 damage times another Pokemon you discarded. So if you discard 6, you can do 180 damage to one-shot an EX. I don't think there's anything in the format that's higher than 180 HP. I could be wrong, but I think 180 HP is the cap. If I'm wrong, then you can discard 7 to do 210, which should knock out everything else. If I'm not mistaken, then you play 4 Sneasel. If you have this Sneasel, this is the one you want to play, just because it does have the free retreat, which is really nice. If you don't have the free retreat one, like I only have one of those, you want to play not this, you can play this Sneasel, because it has a cool attack for a corner. That's why I had it on here, but I'll show you the other Sneasel that you can play. Let me pull that up real quick. You can play this Sneasel instead, the 70 HP one, because the other ones have 60, this one's 70. This one has corner, the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. So it's up to you what you want to play. I guess the better one is actually use the 70 HP. Well, the best one is to use this one that has free retreat and has beat up 20 flip a coin for each Pokemon. For each of your Pokemon to play, this deck does 20 damage times the number of heads and Fury Swipes. The attacks aren't very good, but the free retreat is very amazing. Alright, so that's going to be your main attacker. And you might be saying, well, how are we going to power up this this Weavile? Well, if you don't know, in Expanded and Legacy, there's a card called Exeggcute. It has the ability of propagation. What's during turn before you attack? If this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put this Pokemon into your hand. Alright, and if you have 4 in your discard, you can propagate 4 times, put those 4 eggs in your discard pile, and that does 120 damage. And if you can discard 2 more Pokemon, you can do 180, to knock out any Pokemon to play, which is pretty amazing. You play 4 Sableye to use Junk Hunt to put 2 item cards back into your hand. This way you can grab 2 Junk Arms, put them back into your hand. 1 Darkrai, mostly for the Dark Cloak for the free retreat, but you could use Night Spear, 90 and 30. Speaking of Night Spear, we do play a Mr.Mime to help our bench from not getting hurt by Darkrai's or Landers or Kirums or anything like that. Mr.Mime has the bench barrier, prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by attacks, and 2 Jirachi for Stellar Guidance, such deck for a supporter card, reveal it and put it into your hand. So that's all the Pokemon we are going to play. The deck plays 1 Bicycle draw cards, you have 4 in your hand. I kind of want to play 2, maybe a 3rd one, but like I said, we're playing Simon's exact 6 cards list. I haven't tested Legacy that much as I wanted to, so I really haven't played around with Weavile that much. For Dark Patch, attach a basic Dark from your discard pile to one of your bench Dark Pokemon. 1 Dowsing Machine, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you can't discard 2 cards, you can't play this card. Put a training card from your discard pile into your hand. Training cards could be these Junipers and Ants. You'll see why I'm saying that. 1 Energy Search deck for a basic energy, so only 1. It's not like a letter, obviously, where you search for 2. It's just for 1. And 4 Junk Arm, discard 2 cards from your hand. Search your deck for a trainer card. Now, if you're new to Junk Arms, remember that trainer cards are actually item cards back in the day. Or they're actually against the trainer cards, and now they're item cards. So Dowsing Machine lets you get these item cards, while Trainer... Okay, so the Dowsing Machine, which can get you item cards, which are these, but these it can also get you these as well. I know that. Okay, so Dowsing Machine can get you supporter cards, and Junk Arm cannot get you supporter cards. That's basically what you need to know, and that's the big difference between Dowsing Machine and Junk Arm. So that's what you need to know about that. And the cool thing about this deck is, since you play Execute Propagation, is you can put eggs in your hand and then use Junk Arms or Dowsing Machine to discard them. And basically, you can Junk Arm for any card in your discard pile without any repercussions, which is amazing. For Level Ball, search deck for Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it. Everybody in your deck has 90 HP or less except Darkrai. One catcher, flip a coin of heads, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. 4 random receiver reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a supporter card. Put it into your hand, shuffle the other cards back into your deck. We're just trying to guarantee it a supporter. 2 Super Rod, which are very, very needed because you're going to discard a bunch of Pokemon. 1 Tool Scrapper, discard 2 tools in play. This can get a tool off a Garbodor and make it where you can use Propagation, because if you can't use Propagation, you're probably going to lose. 4 Ultra Ball. Get any Pokemon in your deck, you can use Propagation one more time to discard any 2 cards to find a Pokemon. 1 in, 4 Juniper, and 8 Dark Energy. I kind of want to play Professor Oak's New Theory, but like I said, this is Simon's list. I trust Simon. He's a really good Pokemon player. So, that's the deck. I think it's a really strong deck. I mean, it destroys EX Pokemon because you're trading 2 for 1. You can easily put 6 Pokemon in your hand. Some of the things you might want to consider, like Silverangle, maybe Keldeo, maybe Floatstone, more bikes, maybe more Professor Oak's New Theory, but this is his list that we're going to play today, and let's see what's going to happen. We'll see what happens with this deck here in a second on Legacy Wednesday. Alright, putting against Gunther Spindler, playing a Lightning Colors, Psychic, and a Water deck. Not sure what this is, but we will go first. There we go. So we get a turn to put down our Sneasels, and let's see, can we have a crazy turn 1 or not? Alright, so we might play a Blastoise deck. That's probably like the most logical thing. I mean, Water for Keldeo, Blastoise. I don't know the Psychic. Psychic could be Mewtwo most likely, with Black Kyrams and stuff like that. Alright, so we got a Darkrai, which is not our best starter. We'll put a Sneasel down. Alright, and hopefully we top deck something good. A Dark Patch would be nice. Alright, so there's a Smeargle and a Keldeo. Alright, so we're going to Level Ball with this. We're going to grab a Sneasel. Oh, we can just grab Jirachi. Yeah, we're just going to grab Jirachi. That seems a lot better. Put a Dark Energy on this guy. We will use Stellar Guidance. I know it's like a Lysander target, but I think it's going to be okay. We are going to Stellar Guidance, and I guess we'll just grab... yeah, we'll just grab a Juniper. That seems okay. Like, it might be bad that we're discarding these things, but you gotta remember we play Junk Arm, so we can get all these stuff back, except the Weavile, which we can use Super Rod. We can Ultra Ball, discard double eggs. So that's 2 eggs in the discard pile. We're gonna grab probably another Sneasel. And then we'll probably just pass. And the reason I'm doing this, like just passing, is because if we don't draw a supporter card, we have to Junk Arm, Propagate twice, Junk Arm, discard 2 eggs, and then get another Jirachi, which is unfortunate, but hey, we have to do it sometimes. There's a Plasma Ball for a Lugia, so it might be a speed Lugia dot deck, which could be bad. If my opponent gets a turn 1 knockout on a Darkrai, taking 3 prize cards, and this is going to be interesting because they're going to take 2 prize cards while we're taking 2 prize cards. And my opponent's going to use Portrait and realize we don't have a supporter card in our hand. And that's going to disrupt them just a little bit. There's a Plasma Ball. Going to search for a Thundurus. The question is, do they play Kyurem? If they play Kyurem, then things are kind of bad for us because they have a 1-for-1 EX prize trade. If they don't, then it's a 2-for-1. And there's a... Oh, man. This card's a Rainbow and a DCE. But Thundurus has the Rated Knuckle 30. Attach an energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Team Plaza Pokemon. There's a Deoxys coming down. A Colress Machine going on to the Lugia. Alrighty. And things are looking great for my opponent now. I'm not going to lie. There's a Plasma Ball. Going to get out Deoxys. Okay. I'm going to put the Deoxys down. We might see a rush in retreat to the Thundurus. And we'll see an attack. Or actually, he's going to Portrait first. Realize we don't have anything. But we have Junk Arm. We're going to be okay. There's a rush in. We'll see a retreat into the Thundurus. And we'll see a Rated Knuckle for 3, 4, 5, 50 damage. Probably powering up that Lugia some. Let's see that DC going into the Lugia, I imagine. Yep, DC onto that Lugia. Alright, on our turn, let's see what's going to happen. We get a Dark Patch, which is great, because now we can attack this turn. We're going to Dark Patch. Put a Dark Energy onto the Sneasel. We'll put a Dark Energy in the active. We will use double Propagation. There's one. Is this our first Junk Arm? Yeah, we have 2 Dark Patches in the discard pile, which is the only downside. So we'll Junk Arm again. We'll Propagate again. We'll Junk Arm, discard 1 and 2. And we could go for a bike, but I think just guaranteed the Level Ball for the Jirachi. I think it's in the deck. If it's not, then I'm making a huge misplay. But I'm pretty sure I saw the Jirachi in there. There it is. Alright, so we're going to grab the Jirachi. The only bad thing is we don't have all 4 of our Exeggcutes just yet. But we're going to put down Weavile. We're going to Jirachi for Juniper. Come to me, Juniper. Alright, so there's a Juniper going to come into our hand. And what I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to propagate twice. And then I'm going to Super Rod, shuffle the one Weavile back into our deck. So that way we have it into our deck. And maybe we could draw to it, use Vilify. Maybe get another Weavile online. So let's Super Rod, shuffle that Weavile back into the deck. No energy cards, nothing else. Okay. Well, Juniper, discard double eggs. And let's see. Do we draw into an eggs? Okay. Alright, so we're going to Level Ball. Grabbing an Exeggcute. Come to me, Exeggcute. Alright. We will propagate number 1. We can take a knockout this turn. Because we can put 6 Pokemon in our hand. So let's Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2. I think there's another egg in here. Hopefully there's another egg in the deck. There we go. So we'll grab an egg. So that's 4, 5. And then we can maybe Ultra Ball for Mr.Mime and discard that. Because we really don't need it. We could go for a catcher to try to knock out the Lugia. I think that's a great play, actually, to try to knock out the Lugia this turn. So let's propagate. We'll Ultra Ball, discard an egg and an egg. And we'll grab Mr. Mime. Like I said, that's pretty much useless. So let's grab Mr. Mime. And we're going to go for this catcher. If we flip heads, we can take a knockout on this Lugia-EX. Come on, Pokemon Catcher in! Alright, well, we're going to retreat into this Weavile. We're going to use double propagate. So propagate number 1. The only downside is we don't have a Weavile the following turn to attack, and this Lugia is going to take 2 prize cards. So let's use some propagations, unless he wastes an energy. But let's keep on going. Propagation number 3. And then propagation number 4. If we would have flipped heads on that, that would have been amazing. Because the Thunders can only do 3, 4, 5 max next turn, which is not a knockout. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will Vilify doing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So 180 damage. Turn 2 with our Weavile. We'll go down to 4 prize cards. Now, can we get a supporter card off this? That would be fantastic. So there's 1, there's 2. And let's see, there's a Junk Arm and a Sneasel, alright? So we can Junk Arm for at least a bike to help us draw cards. And onto our opponent's turn. There's a Plasma Energy going to that Lugia, so we can't see a Lugia attack us this turn. Like, that is guaranteed. That can happen this turn. How many Junk Arms have we played? Just the 1, which is great, okay? Alright, so there's a portrait. My opponent's going to realize we don't have anything in our hand, but he's going to see the Junk Arms, he's going to see the Dark Energies. I mean, he should be kind of scared, but not really at the same time. So we see a retreat to Lugia. We'll see a Plasma Gale for 2 prize cards. It has the Overflow ability, which takes 1 extra prize card when you take a knockout. So 140 damage, 120, 130, 140. It's going to go down to 4 prize cards. It's going to be tied 4 to 4. Let's send up Darkrai. Hopefully we can get a good top deck. Let's see, what do we get? On to our turn, we get a Dark Patch. Alright, that's actually really good. So we're going to Dark Patch onto the Sneasel, of course. Dark Energy. There's a Random Receiver in our discard pile. There is unfortunately not one, okay? I'm going to propagate. And then we're going to Junk Arm, discard an egg and a dark, put down the other Sneasel so that way you have another attacker the following turn. So let's put these 2 down. Grabbing a bike, we unfortunately have not hit a Random Receiver, but hopefully with this bike getting 4 cards, we can get hopefully a Random Receiver or a supporter card. So put down Sneasel, use bike, draw on 4 cards, and... Alright, there's double Random Receiver and a Junk Arm, okay? Alright, so let's see. We're going to use Random Receiver. Let's see, what do we get? I think if we just get a Juniper, we're just going to play that. Yeah, we'll grab the Juniper for sure. Let's propagate. Okay. And we are going to Junk Arm back in the we're going to discard Random Receiver and egg. And we're going to grab we're going to grab a Super Rod. That seems good. And we're going to shuffle back into Pokemon. Not the eggs, of course. Like, you're never going to shuffle eggs back into the deck. We're going to get 1, 2, and then a Mr.Mime. Let's grab a Sneasel. That seems great. So we're grabbing those three. We'll Dark Patch onto the Sneasel. And this should be our last, like, couple attackers. Both these Sneasels. Hopefully we can get a knockout this turn. All we need is 2 Pokemon and a Weavile. Let's Juniper. Let's see, what do we get? Alright, so we have it this turn. We can put a Weavile down. We can propagate 4 times, retreat to the Weavile, take a knockout, and then my opponent's left with only a Smeargle. And once again, if they use the Portrait ability by Smeargle, they're not going to hit a supporter card. So let's put these all back into your hand. We're going to take 2 more prize cards, going down to 2. Alright, one more time. There we go. So we're going to retreat into the Weavile. And let's use Vilify. Let's play the Energy Search first, just get it out of our deck. We'll grab a basic dark, whatever. So that way, if he ends us, we don't draw to the Energy Search. And let's use Vilify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. So we'll press done. We'll discard 6 Pokemon, doing 180 damage. Knocking out that Lugia-EX, we'll go down to 2 prize cards, and let's see, what do we get? There's 1, there's 2, there's a Dark Energy, and a Random Receiver. Alright, so into my opponent's turn, they're probably going to send this Smeargle, but he's not going to be able, I mean, he might be able to knock us out. Man, if he knocks us out this turn, that'd be pretty crazy. I'd be really impressed. But, oh man, he does play Kyurem. Alright, so Kyurem coming down onto the field, showing he does play non-EX attackers, which could be kind of bad, but there's a Portrait. Gonna realize we don't have any supporter cards in our hands, and if he leaves a Smeargle and or the Kyurem in the active spot, we can knock out both of these while getting another Weavile onto the field, which is great. I will love that. And we have double Random Receiver, and I know there's a Juniper and an N left in our deck. How many Junk Arms have we played? We played 3, 4 Dark Patches. There is a, what is that? A Ditto with the Transform, right? So Keldeo comes up to the active spot. We'll see retreat into the Ditto. And let's see, I guess my opponent must not have a supporter card, and that's why he's playing this. Okay, so there's an energy going down to the Kyurem, but I'm pretty sure we're going to win this game now. So on our turn, we get a Level Ball. We're going to put down the Weavile. We'll play a Dark Energy onto this guy. We're going to Random Receiver. There are, okay, so there's a Dowsing Machine and N, so we're going to grab the N. No Junk Arms yet that I know of. We'll play a Random Receiver. I guess we can play it at Level Ball and see what's left of our deck. But we'll Random Receiver, and the top card was a Juniper. Thank you, Pokemon. Alright, so let's Level Ball. Let's see what's left in the deck. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to press done. And then I'm going to go for a Juniper, and I'm going to go for a Dowsing Machine for a catcher to bring out an EX Pokemon. Oh my goodness, we whipped it. Okay, that's great. Alright, so we're going to Tool Scrapper that Flowstone on the Keldeo. Press done. We whiffed it. Oh man, we whiffed the Dowsing Machine. 3 cards left, 1's a Dowsing Machine. But let's use some Propagation. I'm going to put all these Pokemon in my hand. We'll go down to 1 prize card. Now the only thing that concerns me is my opponent could play an N. The N is down to 1, but I don't know how they're going to win. Propagation twice. 3 times, we can do 90 damage, knock out this Ditto. We'll go down to 1 prize card. So let's use a Vilify. We'll discard 3, 6, 9. Press done. Taking a knockout on that Ditto. Alright. And we'll go down to 1 prize card. Now I don't think there's any supporter cards left in our deck. There we go. There's a Junk Arm, which could be... Hey, there's a Junk Arm that we needed. Alright, so there's a Smeargle onto our opponent's turn. And let's see what's going to happen. Now, no matter what, we can take a knock on this Kyurem. We have 4 eggs in the discard pile, which does 120. Does my opponent even play anything? There's an Oak, a Juniper. Like, after that Juniper, they really haven't done much. Like, they're so reliant on this Smeargle. And once again, they're going to Portrait and not see any supporter cards in our hand. We're actually out of supporter cards. I guess playing that Juniper might have been a downside, or might have been a bad thing. But we do have the Dowsing Machine and Junk Arm, so if our opponent ends us to 2, maybe catch up a Jirachi, and there we go. There's the victory screen, and there you go. There's the power of Weavile, man. I think this deck is great. It trades pretty easily. As you saw, we powered up multiple Pokemon in 1 turn. Not once. Yeah, I mean, 1 turn we did get 2 Weaviles. We got 2 Sneasel kind of powered up. with the power of Dark Patch, which is really, really good. Like, even my opponent played Lugia, and that wasn't enough to stop us, and that's why I love this deck a lot. Let's press done, and let's see what do we get off the random wheel. Just 4 turnip tickets. But if you give me a second, we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. We'll see what happens. Alright, putting its Pokken range, playing a Colorless, Grass, Psychic, and a Steel deck. They're calling the coin flip, and let's see, do we go first or second? That is the question of the day. Wait for them to call the coin flip. Okay, we get a crazy turn number 2. Alright, so we lost the coin flip. We will be going second. Alright, so on my opponent's turn, which means, it's going to take us at least 3 turns before we start attacking. This hand's really bad. So we start Sneasel, press done. Hopefully we hit a random receiver for an N. There's an Oak, Juniper, Grass, Colors. It looks like it's maybe a Virizion Genesect deck. That's what I'm going to take a guess. And I think we have a really good matchup against a Virizion Genesect. We can just take constant knockouts on their EX Pokemon to pretty much win the game that way. They're going to choose their active Pokemon. Let's see who they decide to choose. Wait for it. I mean, it's either Virizion or Genesect. Maybe Deoxys? Let's see, they have Mega Venusaur sleeves. Maybe they're playing Mega Venusaur. I don't think that's legal, though. There's a Dark Energy. Okay, there's a Genesect DEX coming down to party. Hey there, buddy. They probably play, like, Celebi as well. Maybe a Smeargle. If they play a Smeargle, they're going to notice our hand is terrible. Alright, Professor Oak's new theory. Going to shuffle that hand into the deck and draw 6 new cards. Alrighty. There's an Energy Search. They're going to grab a Grass Energy. Alright. They're probably going to put down the Genesect. It is pretty much safe. It's not getting knocked out. Alright, so on our turn, we get an egg. Alrighty, so I'm actually just going to Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. And the reason I'm doing this is he has a Skyo Bridge out. If we get a Sableye and a Dark Patch, which we do, we're actually okay now. So we can put these 2 down. We can play a Dark Patch. Getting a Dark Energy onto this guy. We can Level Ball for another Sneasel. Or not for Sneasel, a egg. All the eggs are in the deck as well, which is great. So put that in our hand. We will use Propagation. And with the Propagation, we're going to Ultra Ball, discard 2 eggs. And who do we get is the question. We could grab a Darkrai to get free retreat. But the Skyo Bridge is out, which is great for us. I think the Darkrai... Oh, the Darkrai's in here, okay. We probably should have just held on to the... Oh, no, we need to discard the eggs. That's what we needed. Alright, so we're going to grab a Sneasel. That seems fine. Yeah, no, we'll grab a Mr.Mime. So that way Mega Cannon does not hit us. So yeah, we'll grab Mr.Mime, put that down. Free retreat into the Sableye. We're going to use... Do we use a Dark Patch or not? Let's not use a Dark Patch. And we're just going to Junk Hunt for 2... I think there's 2. Yeah, 2... Yeah, 2 Junk Arms. That seems great. Turn 1, 2 Junk Arms, Junk Hunt into our hand. We're pretty much threatening an attack next turn. On to our opponent's turn. Let's see what's going to happen. Alright, I didn't check to see if Bike was in the deck as well. That's another good card. But Colorless Machine, going to put a Plasma Energy to the active. There's a Professor Oak's new theory. Going to shuffle that hand into the deck and draw 6 new Pokemon. They better find another Pokemon or they are just going to get knocked out. There's a Grass Energy. There's a Virizion coming down. And there's going to be a Megalo Cannon. But our Mr. Mime will protect our bench. Thank you, Mr. Mime. You are the true MVP right now. Alright, so let's go Mr. Mime. He has free retreat thanks to the Skyo Bridge. On to our turn, we get a Dowsing Machine, okay? Alright, so... Let's see. We get Dowsing Machine for a support card, discard 2 cards in your hand, put a trainer card from your discard pile into your hand. While this lets you get... I think this lets you get... Oh, man, this is such a weird thing. Hold on, let me propagate twice, and we make sure... I'm pretty sure Dowsing Machine lets you get supporter cards. It's just so weird because Junk Arm doesn't. They both say trainer cards, but these treats them as item cards. Are these as item cards? I can't remember. Yeah, so Dowsing Machine treats everything like item cards. So you can Dowsing Machine for anything, while Junk Arm only lets you get the trainer cards. So yeah, we can grab a Juniper with this, which is great. So we can discard a Jirachi. And that way my opponent can use Mega Cannon to bring up a Jirachi. So we're going to Propagation. We're going to Junk Arm, discard a Jirachi, and an egg. With this, we're going to grab probably a Level Ball to get at least get a Weavile this turn. So let's Level Ball, grabbing a Weavile. Come to me, Weavile. So that way we can at least attack this turn. Or maybe we still need an energy and more Pokemon in discard pile. So let's Dark Patch. Putting a Dark Energy onto this Weavile. We could go for another Dark Patch to guarantee an attack this turn. But we only have 2 Exeggcutes in the discard pile, so I'm kind of like conflicted. I think we're gonna go for another egg and just hope we hit it. So yeah, let's go for an egg. We're gonna Level Ball for another egg. I think this is the better play than grabbing a Dark Patch. Alright, so yeah, let's put double egg in our hand. Discard the 2 eggs. So that way we'll have 3 Exeggcutes in our discard pile. All we need is 3 Pokemon. We can take a knockout this turn and a Dark Energy. So yeah, let's grab a Level Ball. Okay, yep, there's a Level Ball. I was gonna say, I really don't want to use an Ultra Ball. So let's Level Ball, grabbing another egg. Okay, how many Dark Pokemon? I mean, there's 6 Dark Energies, so yeah, we should be okay. And the Bike is in our deck as well. So let's grab an egg. We will Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. That was a long turn right there. Alright, so we got a Level Ball. Oh, yeah, we have it this turn. No, we don't. We don't have it yet. 3, 4. We don't have... Oh, yeah, we don't have it this turn. So, yeah, we're going to grab 8 egg. We're going to put down the egg. Yeah, we're going to have to Junk Arm one more time. Junk Arm, discarding... I kind of messed that up. We should have doubled... Oh, why did I bench the egg? What is happening? Why did I accidentally bench the egg? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh, man, I just, like, made some silly mistakes there. We're gonna grab a Level Ball. Oh, my goodness. What am I doing right now? We're gonna free shoot the egg and just pass and cry. Well, I don't know what just happened. Alright, so on my opponent's turn. Because I was gonna grab a Sableye double... Oh, my goodness. Alright. Fair enough. I make mistakes sometimes. So we just gotta hope my opponent does not have a Plasma Energy to bring up the Weavile. So there's a Juniper. They're probably digging for this Plasma Energy. Alright, discard some Junk Arms, some other stuff. Okay, alright. So there's a Plasma Energy. Gonna bring up Weavile. And Red Signal. Gonna bring up that Weavile most likely. That was just a silly mistake on my part. So Weavile, okay, yep, Weavile goes down. My opponent goes down to 4 price cards. Alright, so let's set up egg. Oh man, this has got a lot harder because we accidentally benched an egg. Alright, so put a Dark Energy on this guy. We will Level Ball. Grabbing an egg. Is there any more eggs left in our deck? Nope, that's our 4th egg, and it's just... Our egg just sitting there, just saying, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to party, but you accidentally dropped me. So let's put down a Weavile. And we'll Juniper. Let's discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, so we can take a knockout this turn. Thankfully. So we'll triple propagate. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we'll propagate. Even with the misplay, we might still be able to win. Oh my goodness. Alright, so triple propagate. Alright, so we'll Dark Patch onto the Weavile. Okay, we'll Ultra Ball, discard 2 eggs. 3. Yeah, we gotta grab another Pokemon, so we'll grab this guy. We'll triple propagate. So 4, 5. Yeah, so we can put down a Sneasel. Take a knockout this turn and take another knockout. So yeah, we'll put all these in our hand. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that's a knockout. So we'll put down Sneasel. We will retreat into the Weavile. And we make sure 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Yeah, we're gonna vilify for the knockout, discarding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Press done, taking a knockout, own that Genesect DX will go down to 4 price cards. Alright, it's still going to be difficult because we have that egg just sitting there. We can only propagate for 3 cards. So 1, 2, come in our hand. We're all tied up. There's a Dark Patch and an Energy Search. Great 2 cards to get, actually. Do we have a Super Rod? We have how many? Alright, so we have 3 Junk Arms in the discard pile as well. Because we accidentally discarded, I don't know, I just wasn't thinking. Professor Oak going to shuffle that hand to deck and draw 6 new cards. And there's a Dual Ball. Let's see what my opponent gets. There's a Tails and a Tails. Alright, so maybe luck's going to be on our side. There's a Junk Arm. Probably grabbing a Dual Ball. There's another dual ball. Let's see if they get double tails. Will luck be on our side? There's tails and a tails. Alright. So double tails. And on to our turn. Alright. So there's a random receiver. We need to hit a Professor Juniper. Alright, so Professor Juniper's in here, which is great. We're going to Dark Energy. Dark Patch. We have 1, 2, 3. And there's a victory screen. No, oh no. Can we have one this turn? I am not sure, but there you go. I mean, if we didn't make those silly mistakes, I think we would have had a better shot. But hey, there we go. Oh my goodness, there you go. There's Weavile eggs. Oh man, that was just some silly mistakes. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great Wednesday. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, just want to give a quick shout out to our two sponsors, 60 Cards and Yeti Gaming. The links are down below to their websites. Make sure you go check them out. Alrighty.